Hi there, crafters! This is Verenicce from tweetcrafts.com. Thank you so much for joining me. So for today, I'm going to be showing you guys the second installment of video series that is entitled One Stamp Set Two Ways. My last video, I showed you guys how to create this sweet little note card, and both these projects are using the Party Pants stamp set, which is located in our celebration catalog. And don't worry about writing any of this information down. I'll keep all of this information in the comment section below. So today's project, I'm going to show you guys how to create this really neat card. Isn't this card just super adorable? So let me show you guys how to create it. First, you need your base, and this one measures 8.5 by 5.5, and then you score it down the middle at 4 1/4. So the measurements on the base is 4 1/4 by 5.5. Okay, and then make sure to burnish your score line to make it lay nice and flat and it doesn't stay popping up like that. And then for your second layer, I'm going to be using the Everyday Chic Designer Series paper, and this one measures 5 by 4. And then you'll also need a stamp layer, and this stamp layer is 4.5 by 3.5. Like I said, don't worry about writing any of this information down. I will leave it in the comment link below. Okay, and then you'll also need a little scrap of paper. I'm going to be using the balloon, these pieces that look like confetti, the tassel and the string for the balloon, and I'm going to use the congrats. On my last card, I used the happy birthday to you. This time I'm gonna change it and I'm gonna use the congrats. A good friend of mine just had a baby and I know she would really enjoy this card, so I'm gonna make the card for her. I'm going to be stamping my balloon here, and I'm going to be using the Blushing Bride ink, and then I just stamp my little balloon, ink it all up. Corresponding punch with this. It's called the balloon bouquet punch, and I'll leave all that information in the comments links below. You can just go ahead and punch this balloon out real quick, or you can do it the other way, which is fussy cutting it. I went ahead and fussy cutted one out already, and I do this first. I can see the placement for my other pieces, so that way I know exactly where I want my little balloon, and I go from there. Now the first ones that I'm going to stamp on to my stamp layer is the pieces that I'm going to emboss. The one I'm going to start with is the little tassel. And whenever you're going to be doing embossing, I highly recommend Versamark. It works really good. I have tried a few other things. Nothing really works quite just like it. This will make it so much easier. So from here, I know that I want my balloon here. So I want my sentiment about there. So I want my balloon about here. And then I'm gonna just mark where I want the tassel. Now that might be hard to see on film, but I did mark the tassel. It is there, I'm not lying to you. And then I'm gonna do my sentiment next, and this will all become visible to you once I add the embossing. For my little admins. Now this one I'm going to randomly place it. I will eventually fill in with some clear ones, the watermark ones. And I'm just placing them along the edge because I know that my balloon's going to take up a lot of the room. And this time I think I want some, just a little bit popping out right here. Whenever you do embossing, I recommend grabbing another piece of paper and putting it underneath. That way it's a lot easier to collect the embossing powder. And the one that I'm using is the gold. And one thing that I like to do is I grab a regular brush and just lightly remove any excess powder. Now I've heard it said that the powder won't stick to anything that doesn't have Versamark. That's not quite what I've had in my experience. I've had it stick to stuff that didn't have the Versamark, keep saying that wrong. I mean, it is pretty that it has a little bit of glitter and shine, but you know, there's some areas that I don't quite want. From here I just use a heat tool to make this nice and embossed. If you guys have ever used a heat tool, I recommend starting it for about 5 seconds so it can get nice and warm, and that way it doesn't warp your paper. Isn't that just beautiful? It brought it out to life. Isn't that just sweet? I love that. Now using the Versamark, I will also add some more watermarked glitter pieces. I guess I'm using the word that I've been calling it this whole time is spaced it. Okay, and I'm just going to just kind of fill in the gaps wherever I see some missing. And then I want it to pop on the outside of my balloon, so I'll also add some there. Oh, just beautiful. I love the way it looks, and I kind of want it to go down a little bit. Then I'm going to add the ribbon for my balloon. I'm going to be using StazOn. Now whenever you use StazOn, I highly recommend using StazOn cleaner, so that way it removes all the ink, because it literally will stay on. And then from here I just put my little ribbon on. Almost done. Okay, now with my little balloon, I'm just going to add 2 dimensionals to my balloon so that way it can pop up. Almost done. Now it's time to start putting this guy together. I'm going to add the base, and I'm going to adhere this second layer on with some fast fuse. Now the reason why I'm using fast fuse is because it's cardstock to cardstock and not paper to paper, and I want it to stick really well. I don't want it to come off later on. Then I'm going to add my tape, and I put the tape 1 inch from this layer here. And I did cut it off a little bit extra on either side so I wouldn't be fighting with it. Okay, that side's good. So if you see it's popping out just a hair, it's alright, just snip it off with some scissors. Now my last card, I laid this flat. I put some fast fuse directly to it and I stuck it right on there. This one I'm going to change it up and I'm going to make it with some dimensionals, so that way it just kind of pops up real nice and sweet. Perfect. All done. Those are my 2 cards, my happy birthday and my congrats. I hope you guys enjoyed this project. Tell me what you guys think. Now if you guys have any questions or comments, please pop them into the comments section below. And if you guys want to keep updated with what Tweed Crafts is up to, please subscribe to our channel. Now I will be doing another series of 1 stamp 2 ways, and I will be using the petite pedal pusher. So I hope you guys stick around for that craft. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye now.